So, just finished watching the Crystal Palace Bournemouth game. It ended at 3-3. Um, and if you told me before that we would get a point away to Crystal Palace before the game, I'd be pretty happy. But now that the game is over, I'm still happy, but I'm just kind of like, oh man, that game. So first of all, positives. I think for the neutral, it was very, very, very fun to watch. 3-3 overall, two last-minute winners, two last-minute goals, literally. And overall, very basketball, very front and back, very back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth type of game. Yeah. And now positives for us, Bournemouth. Kroupi, he got his first start, and he got his first brace in his first ever start. So that's the main takeaway for us in the thing, because I've always been preaching for him, and because he's just out of there. He has 3 goals with 5 shots so far. That's elite numbers, really. It really is. And yeah, he's just gonna get better and better as we get more time. It turns out like Evan has like a calf injury or something. So yeah. And the lineup as well, I thought for Brooks being out, I think we did pretty alright. Tavernier on the left or Clivert on the left, I think both would have been alright. Clivert and Tavernier are both better somewhat essentially. However, Clivert is better in the middle than Tavernier. And Tavernier got the captaincy as well, so that's why he's starting a bunch of games and staying on. Honestly, I think a good captain would be Semenyo, I think. Or not Semenyo, maybe Truffet. If Truffet stays, he'd be a good captain, I think. But yeah. Another positive was the keeper in the back line. Our whole defense was pretty good, I think. Until like individual errors. But as a whole, as a unit, very good, very compelling. Alex Jimenez and Truffet, both our fullbacks, pressed well, gave us attacking lanes when needed. Petrovic commanded the space very well against Mateta, who, we'll talk about Mateta later. And Senesi and Diakite were playing very well until Senesi had that very close challenge and yellow card. So yeah, the midfield, Adams, he played alright. And Scott, he also played alright, but however, like, he can always be better. I always know he can be better. However, he's never gonna reach that level, I think. I think it'll just take too long for us while he's playing with us for him to reach that level. And the attack, other than Kroupi, I don't really know as any individuals played really outstanding. I mean, the goals that Kroupi scored were like really nice. The second one especially, right? Because he's not, while he does play good in striker, he kind of is naturally kind of drops deep. So that second goal was kind of just textbook Kroupi, where he drops deeper to help build up, and then runs after someone passes to him. Which I've literally seen that he scored a similar goal to that in like League 2. So very nice from us overall. And yeah, I think in the first half we overall played better. For like the first 10-15 minutes, dominated Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace looked washed against us. We pressed better. Our players were just more on point against Palace, right? And then Palace regained momentum for about 20 or so minutes, and then because of individuality by Semenyo and Kroupi, we got back the momentum. Not really a team thing, but sort of those two individuals played really well and regained momentum. So overall, in the first half, I say we played about like 30% better than Palace. I think that's fair. We did play a lot better. Let's see. So yeah, second half begins, and I'm like, okay, we are 2-0 up, but the 2-0 rule, we were gonna lose a goal somehow. And Mateta, despite not scoring and missing like 3 good chances, I think, he's been very dangerous, and he scores a hat-trick. What do you expect? In the second half as well, Crystal Palace played way better. Like, so much better, you don't even, kind of night and day in the performance in the second half. They kind of understood how we played now and just adapted to us. Let's see. like, yeah, they played really well. And man, like, they just played really well, except for a few moments where he had sparks in the game. We didn't really play too well. I don't really know what's stats. Like, I think maybe as a team they just kind of play better. But yeah. Also, Adam Morton, he is a very good player. Let's see the players that I do know that are good from Palace. Mateta, Wharton, Guehi's alright. I know Henderson's alright. I know Lacroix is alright. Yeah, like, yeah, I know they're pretty good. Adam Wharton, like, he did play well the whole game, and kind of just proved that you can't really win a game by yourself as that kind of player. So yeah, like, you can't really win a game by just controlling the tempo. Like, he did pretty well against our press. He did very well, actually. However, you can't really, win a game by yourself, especially as a midfielder. It's very hard. So yeah, but second half they played just so much better. They played fluid, liquid, and I think part of the reason why is because of the yellow card that Senesi got. So yeah, there's a lot of talking points to talk about, but the main one of the ones I want to talk about is Senesi's yellow card, because this challenge, by the way, oh my gosh. Yeah, like, you need a video to like really see how like dangerous it kind of was, because man, that really that could have been red. However, it is a yellow. It is a yellow. Like Sar kind of flopped a little. However, Senesi did touch him. However, it is 1-on-1, so it is a yellow. I'm not gonna argue that it's a red. If you say it's a red, it's because you're a Palace fan. You gotta look at this with a clear eye. Like, that is not dangerous enough. Like, it is very dangerous. However, with the way that Star is going, it is a yellow. And the thing is, it is such a dangerous challenge that if Senesi did get a red, I wouldn't really be like, okay, it's a little bit harsh for me, I think, because I'm Bournemouth, obviously, duh. But like, I would have been like, okay. I would have been like, okay, fair. It's a 1-on-1 challenge, basically, if Star gets through. But yeah, let's see who else I can talk about. Scott, yeah, I don't know if I said this already, but I don't know if he'll ever reach those like levels of like player that his eyes wants him to be at. I just think he will, while playing for us. Like, he'll reach his prime like at like 26 or whatever. Like, he'll fully like lock in like 26 or whatever. But yeah, and yeah, Senesi, that challenge, after that challenge, he played a lot worse, and I think that's why our defense became a lot worse. Because Diakite was basically solid the whole game, I think. Other than that, I think he was the one who gave away the penalty. I was too heated to like really see. Yeah, Diakite, he played really well. Jimenez played well as well. But we should have subbed on Vallejo Milosavljevic for Senesi. We should have. Especially with like 30 minutes to play and how good Vallejo is. Like, he should have gotten subbed in. And the subs as well that we did, we subbed out Scott for Christie, which I'm pretty happy about, because I think when Christie is added, he's way better than Scott. He brought that energy and he got that last minute goal for us. The sub as well. Why did we sub out Kroupi? Why did we sub him off? Why do we sub off? I mean, I can get the rest, but we could have kept Jimenez on had we subbed off Senesi, I think. So here's but I did like the changes overall, because they did help us stay in the game and, brought the energy that we needed. However, if we just bring the energy just for the sake of bringing the energy, then like, okay, like, what's the point, kind of? But There's a point because you're Bournemouth and we press really aggressively. Alright. So, yeah, the changes was pretty odd because I thought Senesi would sure get taken off, and he was very clearly not playing to his level. Like, there's a lot of challenges that Senesi would try to make had he not gotten the yellow card, but because he got that yellow card, he isn't playing as well. So, yeah. Kate was basically flawless except for that pen. Let's see, who else? Yeah, Kroupi was very good as well. Even other those 2 goals, like he played really well. Let's see, who else? But yeah, let's see. Yeah, overall, I think Iraola did make the right changes because we did need a bit of defense. But if we did need a bit of defense, then we subbed on Vallejo Milo Savlovich, which I'm not sure why we haven't yet because he is really, really good and he is on the same level as the Akite and Senesi. Yeah. But the subs that I did really like was Scott for Christie and Tab a little bit for Cook. I think Cook was really good in that game, especially in the end. He's really good in those type of games. I think it's just because of recovering, so it's not real much you can do. But yeah, for a moment there, we were first in the Premier League. That's insane to think about. Like, we were actually first in the Premier League. Yeah. But we're still 4th for now. Let's see the standings. Yeah, we're still 4th for now, but you know, potentially we could not only go down. We're still in the European. We're still fighting for a Europe spot, I think. But yeah, pretty good for us. Pretty good for us. But let's talk about Palace a little bit. Jean-Philippe Mateta, he is such a weird player because he really is good. He gets a lot of chances. He makes a lot of chances. He was very, very good. However, he fluffed like 3 of those. So he really should have had like 6 goals. And I wouldn't have put it past him if he did score 6 goals. Because he played really, really well. That's the kind of striker you really, really need. You really need to, to win games. I thought some players on that Palace team was a little floppy, right? Just a little bit, right? And that pen, man, that pen was devastating. That pen was devastating because, yeah, I was like, yeah, there's no way Mateta misses this. Let's see. But overall, a point away against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, good. That's very good. Kroupi bagging a brace in his first start is very, very good as well. But what I would like to see is our front 3 basically being more selfish, right? They have the quality, and this is what I kind of don't like about Evan Nelson, is despite his work rate and how he plays and how good he is for our team and how much he fits, he isn't selfish enough. I think he does, shoot pretty well. However, he needs to be more selfish because he very is good and he very easily is good. He needs to be told that. He needs to be told, hey, be more selfish. I need you to be more aggressive. Or I need you to press better. I need you to do whatever, right? But yeah, let's see. Yeah, the stats, man. The stats in that second half. They had like 8 shots and we had 2 attempts. Like, they had 8 attempts and we had 2 attempts, and then, bro, it was really bad in the second half. Pretty even possession, pretty even shots on target. We had a lot more fouls because that's just us. They had more corners. Oh yeah, I forgot Semenyo got a yellow card very early on in the game, and so did Adams. But it's whatever. The subs that we made, Gannon Doig, I think he is really, really good for us as an impact player because his pace kind of brings it together. I think if he should have gotten a foul, Gannon Doig should have gotten a foul a little bit later on in the game. It's kind of fine. It's whatever. Still, pretty happy about the result. In hindsight, yeah, there's a few little nitpicks that I personally would change, but I'm not a freaking manager, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, other than like a few moments in the second half, Palance dogged us. Like Palance really dogged us. Like it wasn't until those subs, which I was kind of criticizing because like why would we try to win the game? But the only reason why we still drew that game is because we tried to win it. So it's pretty good. So let's look at the standings. City's on top with 16 points. Damn. Holland's already at 11 goals, bro. If you don't think Holland's one of the best strikers of all time, then I don't wanna talk, man. I really don't. Like this dude is so insane. Mateta is at 5 goals already. God damn, that hat trick, man. That hat trick. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I think maybe play next. Yeah, very fun game to watch. There was a lot of highlights that I think you had. Petrovic, did pretty good. Yeah. Oh, we play against Forest next. Okay. Then City. God. Alright. I think we could beat City. I really do think so. We just gotta be on it. Okay, let's see. Who's in the relegation zone? Wolves, West Ham, and Forest. Please let it stay that way. Please let Wolves lose and please let Wolves get relegated. Let West Ham be relegated too. Let Forest be relegated. Everyone else can stay up, I think. Yeah. Overall, yeah, I don't really have much more to talk about actually. Let's see. How many yellow cards is But yeah, very nice from us. I don't know if that was a pen really, but I think Palace will say that they had the ref on their we had the ref on their side, but I don't think so. I think it was pretty fair actually. Yeah, it's because like they're at home, so that's obviously why you think the ref is on against their side, is because like when the calls are actually like 50-50. Yeah, I think the ref was pretty good as well, because he let a lot of challenges go, and we just let the game flow, which is what we kind of needed, because both of us like fast attacking tempo. But yeah, I don't know how good Brooks would have been if he had started. Yeah. All right. That was me. Thank you if you watched all the way through. Yeah. On to the next match. 18. Well, not 18 points. No, 15 points.